On the news tonight, Senate suspends Senator Abdul-Ningi for 3 months as President Tinubu sends FCTA budget to House of Reps. World Trade Organization Director General Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala launches trade programs for Nigeria. Good evening and welcome to NTA Ijebu ode News at 7. My name is Anthony Gandonu. The news. Senate has suspended Senator representing Bauchi Central, Senator Abdul-Ningi, over claims related to 2024 budget. The report.
It also resolves to take further necessary steps to correct the wrong impression in the public domain on the 2024 budget as created by an interview Senator Ningi granted to a foreign radio station and was amplified by Senator Kawu Sumela on social media platforms. The resolutions were sequel to a motion from Senator Solomon Olamilekan, who chairs the Senate Committee on Appropriations. In the motion, Senator Olamilekan stated that Senator Ningi made grave allegations against the executive, the president and the Senate, which insinuated that the executive is implementing a 25 trillion naira budget instead of the 28 trillion naira. Senator Olamilekan explained that the budget implemented is 28 trillion naira, but that as is the practice, the statutory transfers which fall under the first line charge are not itemized.
Still on National Assembly matters, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sent 2024 budget proposal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration FCTA to the House of Representatives for consideration and subsequent passage. The report.
Speaker House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas read the President's letter conveying the FCTA budget proposal at Tuesday's plenary. Although the estimates were not specified, the FCTA budget takes into consideration the 2024 to 2026 economic recovery and growth plan, as well as key assumptions in the 2024 national budget.
Youth empowerment and increased productivity in agriculture in order to lift as many citizens as possible out of poverty. I hereby forward the 2024 statutory budget proposal of the FCTA and trust that it will receive the kind consideration and expeditious approval of the House of Representatives. Please accept, Right Honorable Speaker, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, signed, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
National Assembly correspondent Mutare Ikman reports that a bill to amend selected sections of the Criminal Code Act 2004 to provide for stiffer penalties has also passed second reading on the floor of the House.
In another news, hematologists have advised that priority should be accorded to prevention and early detection of kidney disease as treatment is expensive and out of the reach of many Nigerians. Discussing kidney health and access to care on Good Morning Nigeria, the medical experts warned that using illicit drugs and consumption of harmful medication without prescription can lead to kidney failure. Economy Williams reports.
Association of Nephrology says about 25 million Nigerians suffer from chronic kidney disease, a life-threatening health condition, and most of them cannot afford the treatment. This is causing reasonable concern among practitioners, and they are prescribing preventive measures and early detection. Paul Shobande, who is now on dialysis for chronic kidney disease, talked about his experience.
I went to hospital. They said, why is it that your blood pressure is not being controlled? So they sent me for that test that Dr. Kwefa mentioned. So we found out that the creatinine then was a little bit elevated, maybe about 300 or plus. But they said no, creatinine level. Okay. So I was asked to go and do like a follow-up test. So the follow-up test now satisfied me, okay. 2 years later, in fact, everything went bad. When I wake up in the morning, like you said, I start observing swelling in my leg. I'm a teacher, so after teaching, if I sit down, I find that my leg is very heavy. Then at the final stage, I can't eat again.
Medical experts on the program said unhealthy lifestyles such as excessive consumption of alcohol, frequent use of over-the-counter painkillers, use of herbal medicine and illicit drugs puts people at risk of chronic kidney disease.
Ibuprofen is very common. In fact, it's one of the most prescribed painkiller in the world. So if you use them for a long time, they affect your kidney function. There are a lot of things that we take for granted actually. So like exercise, avoidance of too much smoking, avoidance of ethanol, avoidance of alcohol. Then when you have high blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for us here, they ensure that it is well contained, well treated.
They advocated that regulatory bodies checkmate the proliferation of unqualified private laboratories in Nigeria. They also implored government, communities and philanthropists to set up kidney treatment centers to help subsidize the cost of treatment and kidney transplants for those who cannot afford them.
Just like private hospitals are open, doctors are supposed to know their own limit based on your practice and experience. And when you get a case that is beyond your level, you should please refer early, because some of the problems are the patient are retained unnecessarily for a very long time.
The National Association of Nephrology is also advocating that the 10th National Assembly passes the bill seeking to establish a kidney institute in Nigeria. In Abuja, Kennedy Williams, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has launched various trade programs for Nigeria. The details.
Programs include Digital Trade Initiative and Entrepreneurship Funding, support towards developing Nigeria's trade. The Director General also launched the Standards Trade Development Facility, STDF project, for Nigeria towards adopting and enforcing sanitary and phytosanitary requirements for Nigeria's trade and exports of cowpea, sesame seeds and safe trade in line with global standards and certification.
To better understand market aspects of finance, we are devoting extensive efforts through our World Trade Africa program to ensure that Nigerians' small businesses, especially those led by women, youth, and vulnerable communities, can take advantage of the opportunities created through the AFCFTA.
The SCDF 845 project is supported by the WTO, the World Bank, and the International Trade Center, with the Nigerian Exports Promotion Council, NEPC, as the implementing agency.
Also be used to train local food safety advisors. This type of project is one I term low expenditure and high impact.
The SCDF project is designed to last for 3 years, backed by 30% counterpart funding from the NEPC and other development partners.
This is the time for Nigerians to reunite for unprecedented development to be achieved. The Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, stated this while accompanied by Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed to the Emir of Bauchi, Dr. Ridwan Adamu's office during her official visit to the state.
The First Lady, who was in Bauchi State to inaugurate and donate a women's ICT skills center to the state government, says any genuine efforts to build a nation must recognize and involve women.
These are projects that are very, very important to me, and I believe that this is the time for us to know that to build any nation, we need to support women as well. So we are going to be bringing more programs, but I'm glad we are here to at least have a kickstart.
While Citing this intervention has changed his perception on politics and government. Governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, who joined the Emir to receive the First Lady, says her initiative is already giving Nigerians hope because of its non-partisan nature. He applauded her courage for visiting Bauchi State despite a recent attempt to portray the state as unsafe for her. For the Emir of Bauchi, the ICT Center is a cornerstone for women development, while the President said the First Lady is an inspiration for girls in the state. Apart from the ICT Center, the First Lady will also inaugurate, or has already inaugurated, an alternative high school for girls built by the Bauchi State Universal Basic Education Board.
The news continues after this timeout. Stay tuned.
My son, calm down now.
Why do you sweat like I'm rubber?
My uncle no go bite. Uncle!
What's up?
Uncle, meet Andy. He has come to ask for my hand in marriage.
Good morning and good afternoon, sir. What about good night? Are you seeing a movie? What nonsense? Son, you are in control.
No, sir. It's my parents in the village. I'm doing a video call since they can't be here.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ jẹ́ àǹfààní ọgọ́rùn-ún mẹ́fà owó ìpè ọ̀fẹ́ àti àfikún ìdá ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rin ní gbogbo ìgbà tó o bá fowó sórí ẹ̀rọ ìpè rẹ pẹ̀lú àfikún tó tó ìdá ọgọ́rùn-ún lórí ètò dátà. Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ètò ìpè àti dátà tó nípọn lẹ̀ bí orí àjànàkú.
You are welcome back. Insecurity and lack of adequate support have been identified as some of the general factors responsible for continuous hike in the price of cassava and its byproducts. In Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, a cross-section of respondents, including farmers, traders, and consumers, suggests the way out of the scarcity commodity to mitigate the effect of the hike in its prices. Lekon Agbonde is our guide.
Cassava is an agricultural product with massive value chains. Apart from being a staple food item in which byproducts are consumed in major homes across Nigeria and Africa, cassava is also raw material for industrial use. The entire value chain of cassava has potentials to turn around the fortunes of large-scale farmers and Nigerian economy if adequately harnessed. As essential as cassava is to humans, the commodity has become scarce, resulting to hike in its price as compared to its availability in large quantities and low price a couple of months ago. Some farmers blame this on insecurity and inadequate support for farmers.
We don't have a lot of farmers going to the farm as it used to be. You know, we are talking about insecurity in Nigeria. A lot of farmers don't cultivate cassava again. Even many agricultural products, they don't cultivate again because of insecurity.
If there is an enabling environment, when I talk of enabling environment, where farmers can go to the farm and they will work and their products will not be destroyed, then definitely there will be a hope for agriculture.
Among the byproducts of cassava are cassava flakes known as gari, lafun, starch, and of course fufu, with availability becoming scarce, resulting in price skyrocketing beyond the affordability of the middle class.
I remember about a month or thereabout ago, it was sold for maybe 400, but now it has skyrocketed to about 1,000 naira per Congo.
Stakeholders believe that market associations play major roles in the astronomical increase in the price of cassava and its products. What then is the way forward?
We will not just wait for the government to do everything. What I mean is, in our little way in terms of farming, if you have anything to do and help yourself. Let's try first of all to eradicate hunger. And secondly, I think the reason why things are on the high side right now is because of the fuel.
The solution forward is for government to go into full-fledged mechanized farming. Let us cultivate a lot of large farm of cassava plantation. We can do it. It is tractors that are going to tractorize. I mean, people will just supervise.
Everybody have to play their own part the government especially, if government help the farmers, I'm still saying if government help the farmers, all of us, we enjoy.
Residents believe that in as much as the federal government is doing its best to support the farmers, especially through its various agricultural intervention schemes, including the Anchor Borers program, the respondents unanimously appeal to cassava farmers, market associations, and cassava processors to support the federal government in its bid to address the rising cost of foodstuff.
The situation is becoming more precarious. The people are lamenting the high cost of food is getting people worried. Gari and other products that used to be a staple food for the poor are now something that even the rich are struggling to get. And the consumers are complaining about the situation, and they are calling on government to do something very quickly so that the hunger in the land and scarcity of food can become thing of the past. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde for Dateline 360.
That is the size of the bulletin tonight. Join us tomorrow for another package. But before we go, let's take a look at the recap of the stories. Senate suspends Senator Abdul Ningi for 3 months as President Bola Tinubu sends FCTA budget to House of Representatives for approval and consideration. We also told you that World Trade Organization Director General Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has launched various programs for Nigeria. From me, good night.